We talked a lot about STEM programs, and particularly the pending WISE program that's in front of the legislature. We know that there's a big gap between the jobs that are rolling into Louisiana. The economic development success that we have also means that we're not on track to produce all the graduates needed in those fields. So the University of Louisiana system is spending time strategizing about, what are the areas of comparative advantage that we have: engineering, computer science, for example, business and industry, to be able to meet those needs. So, we spent time today also talking about Project Lead the Way. One of the issues that we'll have in being able to produce those graduates is the fact that we need, people who are excited about engineering and computer science from K-12 who roll into our colleges and universities. And Project Lead the Way was here today to talk about specific programs that they have in the elementary schools where they create this excitement and knowledge very early on. Grambling also was here to talk about some of the programs that they have, particularly in the STEM areas. And they have, a long history of producing particularly large numbers of African American graduates in these really high demand programs like engineering and computer science and accounting and some of those areas, and engineering tech. So they will actually be awarded, if the budget passes as it currently is, an additional $1 million for increasing their STEM programs. So we were really excited today to learn about all the great things going on at Grambling in that area already and plans to ramp those up.
Those are the school districts that we have Project Lead the Way in, and I'll talk about that more. The goal is we're going to put it in every parish in the state, doesn't matter what kind of school. I have with me today Ms. Beatrice Arby, who is at Scotlandville Magnet High School, and she's going to present and show you some data about her students that have graduated. You had the opportunity to talk to a number of them. Dr. Regina Sanford is here, and also she is from St. Tammany Parish. She's the supervisor of instruction, and Mr. Trevor Watkins is the principal of St. Paul's. You got the opportunity to visit with some of their students. I want to tell you there's a lot more down there that are doing Project Lead the Way.
We offer 5 of the Project Lead the Way engineering courses at Scotlandville, and all of our students who are in our Academy of Engineering are required to take all 5 courses. A little bit background: we started Project Lead the Way in 2008. We piloted, and then we graduated from the Academy of Engineering, the NAF program, and each year we added a new course. So we had to train a new teacher every year in order to continue the process. In 2012, we graduated 40 students from the pilot class. And of that 40 students, most of those students went to UL, and you'll be able to see that in a slide later. The impact of Project Lead the Way. We've increased the number of students that we enroll in the program because of it, and because we've increased the number of students who enroll in 4-year institutions. All of our students who come from the program go to some 4-year university, or they continue their education. We've increased the number of paid internships because we are an Academy of Engineering and we are affiliated with 3 partners. We're affiliated nationally with the National Academy Foundation, the National Action Council for Minorities in Engineering, and with Project Lead the Way as our curriculum source. Then we are required to provide paid internships for all of our students at the end of their junior year. We've increased the number of students who shadow during what we call National Job Shadow Day. All of our students in our program go out and shadow in some engineering firm, or if they have an interest in medicine, as some do have biomedical engineering, we try to get them in a medical shadow day. We've increased community awareness. We have an advisory council that has about 26 different engineering firms and business and industry on that council. That council serves as a support system for our program. It also serves to provide the internships for our students. Each company is responsible for providing at least 2 paid internships for our students, and if they cannot provide the 2 internships, then they provide the funding where these students can sit somewhere else. Let's say, for example, Dow They can't have the students come in, but they have contract companies who will take the students in their building, and the students will work on a project for Dow Chemical.
Can I ask you a quick question? How did the internships work? Do the students, while they're in elementary school, go to these companies during the regular school day? Or is this after they get out of the program? Or how do the internships actually work?
The internship program works that they're required to do this at the end of their junior year,
Right.
which means that during the summer, they do 8 weeks. And these are compensated internships where the students are paid a minimum of $8 an hour. Some companies pay up to 12, it depends.
Sure beats a McDonald's summer job, doesn't it?
Definitely, definitely. Okay. The college recruitment efforts have increased. More colleges want our students because they are prepared when they come into college. They've taken college prep courses, and then with Project Lead the Way, it's a very rigorous curriculum. So they're ready when they get there. And I told you about the advisory board. We have ExxonMobil, Shell, Dow, Jacobs Engineering, URS, Formosa Plastics. Everybody who's around us, they're buying in to our program. Okay. The demographics of our engineering program: in 2012, we had 24 females and 15 males. So we're kind of the leader in female representation in engineering. With the internships, this is the results of year 2012, and that was with the first graduating class from the Academy of Engineering. Recruitment and retention. We've put in some things that help us retain our students because we found that they came in, but they weren't always staying. And what we did was do a senior to freshman mentoring program, and they meet at least twice a month. The seniors are required to find their mentees and help them with whatever work they need, make the phone calls, do the emails, so that these kids can make that transition and understand what is required so that they don't want to drop out of the program. The college is attended by the 2012 graduates. If you'll see, ULL got the most of our students, and we're tracking those students because the advisory council that we have wants to know where these students are so that we know whether or not we can have access to them to hire them when they graduate. What these students majored in, most of them majored in mechanical engineering, but there's a variety there. The 2013 class. Now that was our official year, first graduating class. We had 22 females and 37 males. Those students stay in contact with me, and it's easier because we develop that camaraderie and they're in a cohort. Now that's the way the program should be run, if you're going to run one, is to have a cohort of students who travel together year after year where they're able to support each other. And that's kind of expensive to do, but with the support of the school district and the community, it's a lot easier to do it for us. The internships that we had this year, if you noticed, if you can see, ExxonMobil increased theirs from 5 to 7, and Jacobs Engineering increased theirs from 3 to 5. Albemarle increased theirs from 2 to 3. So each company, they like what they get. They like the product that's coming out. These students work 40-hour weeks, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with the affordable care for some of these companies because they won't be able to pay for the care, but some companies, it's just built into what they do. So those students will still get to work 40 hours. The college is attended by 2013 graduates. Most of those are right out the back door of Scotlandville Magnet High School. They are across at Southern University, and they're majoring in mechanical engineering. There's a variety, a lot are in electrical, And the ones where you see unknown, at that time, I did not know where they were, but all of them are in some kind of program now. So I'll have to go back and change that. We were a part of the second cohort of the Academy of Engineering nationally, and this was our first graduating class for 2013. And these are the students who are going to graduate this year, and we're still a part of the second cohort nationally. One of the honors that we have earned is being model school nationally, one of 6 schools across the country. And now we are in the running for Distinguished Academy. So hopefully we'll make that, get that award this summer. And if we do, we hope to be invited back so that you can share that award with us. Partnerships are powerful. And we have Project Lead the Way in middle schools. In our area, around Scotlandville, we have a middle school that's about 5 blocks away. And now we're getting ready to put it into the elementary school, which is right across the track. So in the North Baton Rouge community, we will have that engineering corridor kind of locked up right there. It's really important that you partner with the schools in your areas and that you support that. No matter if you have a friend who owns an engineering firm or any kind of business, if you can get them to support the local schools in your area, then STEM is going to survive.
I want to tell you a little bit about what Project Lead the Way is. The first thing you need to know is that it's a nonprofit corporation. Its real focus is around preparing students for the global economy using STEM innovation. It's a world-class curriculum. One of the wonderful things is this curriculum is developed collaboratively. It's done with teachers, professionals, as well as university professors. And so as you walked out there today and you saw some things, it's kind of interesting to watch the kids use photocells and fuel cells. I mean, we waited until it was college before we got those, right? So then you have a high quality professional development. The teachers that train or teach Project Lead the Way have to go to training. Project Lead the Way provides that. We at NSU provide that during the summer. What's exciting is that Project Lead the Way is going to allow us to start doing that on a year-round basis. So that will open up a lot of other opportunities. You have an engaged network. You will see in your packet, you have a variety of universities shown that are affiliates just like NSU. You will see a large number of corporations that are sponsoring efforts with Project Lead the Way that are actually doing phenomenal things. I'll tell you about Chevron Corporation in a minute. We talk about critical thinking, creative and innovative and real-world problem solving. One of the key things that Project Lead the Way does is it begins early on for students to begin to understand what it is to think about a problem. And there is a process. If you go to engineering school, you learn that. Well, it doesn't matter whether you go to engineering school later or not, you know how to solve a problem. Do we all have problems? You bet. So they learn that process. They begin to learn to think creatively, and then finally the critical thinking comes. When you saw that video clip of the elementary school a while ago, you saw the young man that had built what looked like something that was made out of graham crackers. That was a house that in the kindergarten that was built. They had read the story, The Three Little Pigs, and the big bad wolf was going to blow down your house. They had to invent a house that wouldn't blow down. What were they using for the wind? It was a hairdryer. What was really interesting about that is that the kids began to analyze what happened when the house blew down. That wasn't the end. They went back and thought about it again, and they redesigned the house. Later on, if you go talk to some of these teachers, the teachers finally came and said, you know, these students have gotten the houses so well designed, we're going to have a bigger win. We meet the English language arts, math, and next-gen science standards, and this is phenomenal. Teachers will tell you they are struggling with how to incorporate those into their programs. This is an answer. Engage students on hands-on problem solving. Hands-on is just unbelievable. There are so many students that when they put